Right, so let's get this going. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you guys. Well, first of all, my name is Manny. Manny is actually my nickname for Emmanuel, but you guys can call me Manny because my friends call me Manny. Right, I'm gonna be teaching you guys a 4-step formula that I used $13,000 in 13 days. And just to clarify, right, Johnny mentioned that my student did that over 3 months. It was actually 3 weeks, because once you get a winning campaign and you have the ability to scale, we move straight to the scale phase, and you pretty much clean up pretty quickly. So I'm going to be showing you guys. I'm going to be imparting some knowledge about Shopify. What is Shopify? Shopify has been around since 2004, pretty much around the same time I think Facebook was created. I think Facebook was created 2004, 2003, along those lines. And basically, they are predominantly a payment gateway service. They've had over $4 billion worth of transaction go through them, and they have thousands platform. All Shopify is predominantly a payment gateway, but it allows it keeps sensitive information like credit card information safe. So if you was going to opt to use an e-commerce site, and have a web developer develop it for you, you would have to pretty much pay a hefty amount, 100,000 upwards for that, to make sure that your site is secure and it's following regulations and you don't get sued for anything. So the cheaper option is to just get a Shopify account, which at basic level costs, it costs $29.95 at the basic level. This is what Shopify account looks like. You have your home section, your orders, your products. You can look at your customers, reports, offer discounts to your customers, apps. There's so many different things that go in the back end. It's a bit like with WordPress and using plugins, but you're doing it for e-commerce predominantly. I hope that is in the clearest fashion as I could explain it to you guys. Okay, so this information I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I've never shared it with anyone apart from my coaching clients, who I charge $5,000. I believe that's pretty cheap compared to some of my peers, because there's other people, there's other people that I know that are offering coaching a lot higher than that. So this information here, I hope you guys can draw some value from it and push forward, because it changed my life absolutely dramatically. And I'm going to go into a bit of my story for those of you that I am and how I started. But first, before we get into that juicy information, I'd like you guys to turn off Facebook, turn off your mobile phones, put them on silent, should I say, not turn them off, just put them on silent, so that there's no distractions, because you might miss what's been shared, and I'm not too sure if Johnny is recording this and if there's going to be a replay, okay? And also, obviously, close the doors, turn up the speakers, and pay full attention, because I love giving back, because I know how long it took to get to this stage of the process in terms of making money online. Just like Johnny said, I met him in 2006, I believe, and since then, everything under the sun to try and break through. And this happened to be my saving grace. So, the saying is to never give up, keep trying, and as long as you have the will to get up and move forward, you will achieve eventually at some point. And I did. So here's what I'll be sharing today with you. What is Shopify, which I pretty much just outlined there already, and why this is the best time to start selling and making lots of money with it. Why the you've been taught simply don't work, and I'll go into what I mean by that in a few slides. Some of the web products I've been selling, I'm gonna expose some of my campaigns to you guys, just so you can see that this stuff really works and is real and is tangible. You can literally get forward with what I'm going to show you. Okay, how you find hot selling products. I'm also going to find a product that I would deem hot selling that I'm going to test, because at the end of the day you have to run some tests, okay? There's no magic button involved. You got to run some tests to see if you can match the audience with the product, okay? And we'll get into more of what that means later on as well. How do you get massive traffic from Facebook ads with as little as $5 as your ad budget? Okay, for those of you that have seen a earlier interview where I talk about how much I spend on the ads and stuff like that, you might be in a dilemma thinking that this might be too far for you to reach. It's not, and I'm going to show you a structured process for you to be able to use to break out of lack of capital with such a small budget, because the Bill Gates and the Warren Buffetts of the world, everyone started at some point, okay? So did I. I'm spending large amounts for traffic at this moment in time because I have the ad spend available, but back then I did not have, and when I say back then, I'm talking literally, less than a year ago, talking about 10 months ago, I started with $300, and I'm going to go into how I managed to work my way out of that, okay? So stay tuned. By doing this, I'm averaging currently at the moment 6 figures per month, okay? Reason being is because with what I'm going to do later on down the line is include recurring offers, okay, so that I can scale up my the amount I'm earning every month, because at this moment in time it's launching campaigns and trying to find winners and keep them in line with each other so that the profit, my profit levels continue. I can keep them at a certain level each month, right? And there isn't an issue with that, because some campaigns I can run from, some campaigns are evergreen, I can run all year round. Some campaigns are only seasonal, like for the 2 months or 3 months or whatever. And some campaigns can just start out and then they have like maybe 2-3 week life cycle and then they die out. So that's why I say 7 figures per month, because it fluctuates. But it's good enough for me to hang out in Florida for the last 3 months. So hey, so what you won't be doing, right? Well, you will be building a buyers list, but it's not in the conventional approach as you would normally start off from ground zero. So without building an email list, without creating products, so you're going to be making money without building an email list, creating products, without doing affiliate marketing, and all the other stuff that's out there, because I've tried all of that, and I'm not saying they don't work. It's just that, it's difficult. It's not as easy as they make it sound, right? Whereas with this is pretty much the closest thing to, I don't want to sound too hypey, but once I get into the content and I show you exactly how you can pretty much find campaigns and launch them, and I start making money instantly, you will actually see that this is an opportunity that you can't miss, basically. Okay, so I say weird IMs because, to be honest, even though I look at the data when I do the research and it looks like something that will take off, sometimes they don't take off right that well. But then there's other things where I'll just, okay, that looks cool, let me try and promote it, and I'm not even thinking twice about whether that's going to do well or not. And guess what? That turns out into a 20K campaign. So that's why I say it's, I'm simply promoting weird items that selling through Shopify using Facebook for traffic in a nutshell. Okay, so here are some of the examples I'm going to reveal to you guys, right? Okay, some of the things that I sell, like teddy bears, mugs, coffee mugs, and t-shirts. These are the things that you can, well, the mugs and the t-shirts, you can scale different designs. You can put different designs on them. It's not just mugs and t-shirts. So I'd say I'd throw in phone cases in there as well. So whatever I sold on a mug, I can now scale that to a t-shirt. Why is that different? Because some people might be inclined to wear a t-shirt because they're proud of the design or the saying on there, but some people might not, because they might be upper class and they don't really wear those kind of clothing, or they could be of an older age group, but they would be happy to have that design because they are proud of it. They're happy to have that design on a mug, which they can take into work and show off to their friends and stuff. So that's why I say scalable designs. You can have it on a mug, on a t-shirt, on a necklace, on a phone case. You know, those are the things you can maneuver and hit a different, they hit the same audience, but different people who are actually ready to buy at that point. Okay, so let's go into some of the items. Here's one. We sold 634 units of this teddy bear. Now, instantly, I'm guessing some of you would assume or say to me, "Well, Manny, what about the trademark issues, right, with this?" Okay, well, the method that I'm going to show you is called the arbitrage method. Okay, so that basically what that means is finding these items being sold somewhere else and you being just a middleman, so you're not actually dealing with all of the other requirements for being licensed and stuff, because people sell items like this, trademark items, on eBay. How do they get around that? You know, basically, so all you're doing is finding items that are hot sellers, and you're just connecting the buyer to the seller, and you are taking your profit in between. You know, so you're not stocking any items. You're not having to order in bulk and having stock. You're pretty much doing things on demand, pretty much in a nutshell. How would you get around that? I'm going to explain the process here. Okay, so this is the arbitrage method, and we sold 600 units of this. We spent about $1,600 on ads. And we were selling them at $21.95. We were getting them for about $5, or I think was it $7. So revenue in dollars basically, and that campaign went on for about 2.5 weeks. Okay, so it was short-lived, but we made a nice chunk of change. That's one campaign. Now, how do you know that this is actually something I sold? Okay, you can tell. Well, one thing you can confirm from this image is that I did spend money on advertising to push this in front of this audience. Why? Because if you look down here, I know it's a little bit small for you guys. I can see it, but I mean, if you look closely, you can see it says 13K shares here. No one gets over 3K in shares without spending money on the advertising. Trust me, I know. And if there's any of you there in the crowd who have spent money on Facebook ads, you would know too, and you'll be able to confirm that in order to get close to, I've got 5K comments here, 50K likes, 5K comments. It's a huge amount of people I reached here on this particular ad. Oh, wait. It says 13 here, 13,245 shares. Okay, so I reached a lot of people with a decent amount of spend. I'd say 1,700 is decent, I was able to pull in a heck of a lot of sales. And as you can see from the copy, nothing too complicated. Just called out the fans, because this is actually Pikachu. For many of you that know of the manga series, or should I say, would it be a manga or a cartoon? And this is one of its nemesis, or should I say, rival characters, Charizard. Or sorry, this is what it grows into, right? Yeah, that's it. The Pikachu, it evolves into a Charizard. This is both of them together as a teddy bear, basically. So you just call out the fans. You want this Pikachu Charizard doll. So basically question mark, and then get yours here with the link to the store. Tag someone to buy this for you. Okay, very simple copy there. And then so looking at another, this one is a more recent item that I recently promoted. As you know, the new Deadpool movie. Okay, this is a little bit wasn't the best example to use, but I wanted to show you guys something more recent. Okay, for any ladies out there, excuse me. Deadpool as the character behind there in the red. As you got it, we've got a new release copy. As very straightforward, new release, limited item name or Harley fan question mark. Then get yours here, and then a link. Right, tag someone who would love this. Very simple. As you can see, we've got 7K shares. I believe just over $2,000, $2,300, I believe, on the ads. We had 2K comments, 21,000 likes. It did pretty well because obviously the movie premiered just this Thursday, just gone. Okay, so moving along, right? as you can see, I've just revealed to you 2 campaigns. There's a shirt campaign, there's a teddy bear campaign. You know, these are items that any of you guys could get access through the arbitrage method, which I'll go into shortly. So what's so great about selling, what's great about this opportunity is that you can start selling instantly. I mean, literally, as soon as you get off this call, you can then go on, find a hot trend, something that people want, and put it in front of them for them to buy. That's it in a nutshell. There's no rocket science behind the entire method. You just need to get in front of them, and you know, and you can get going from today, basically. So moving forward now, a quick overview of my backstory of how I got started. I met Johnny in, like I said, 2006. You know, just like most people, you know, you see him flying all over the place, flying over the world, and you're wondering, how is this guy doing this? You know, I want that kind of lifestyle too, because it's freedom. You know, you get to fly over. I was stuck in a dead-end job as a security guard. This is where I worked. Okay, I worked pretty much. This is in a place called Luton. For if any of we've got any UK people on the call, you would know Luton is only like 40 minutes away from London. I couldn't even afford to live in London at this time. You know, I was on like, I don't even want to talk about how much I was earning. It was minuscule, you know. I was doing really dog hours, really long hours, and it's not somewhere where I wanted to be. But it's good that I have this image. It just reminds me of how far I've come, you know, and where I'm going to go. So I think I have another image. There it is from another view. That was from the other side. This is from this end of the hut, pretty much. And as a security guard, I'd watch people come in and just make sure, you know, the evidence, pretty much. So that was my job and how I made ends meet. Okay. Now fast forward to January. This picture is of me on the balcony in a hotel that we stayed in of Miami. Right, that's one of the beaches in Miami near the Fontainebleau. Right, I always wanted to come to the United States, and I always wanted to go to Miami, and I got the opportunity to do it this year. You know, as things have progressed. This is me here in the Ferrari in Vegas, having fun. When I met up with Johnny, which was a really cool time. You know, funny enough, you know, X amount of years later, I've cracked the code, I've broken through, and I get to hang out with the guy that I initially started following all along. So it just goes to show, guys, persistence and the key. And you know what? I mean, it's not even about flying all over the world and visiting places that you'd want to see and traveling and stuff. I mean, that's all great, and obviously the money I'm earning as well. But more importantly, what it gives me is the freedom to, you know, visit places and meet new people. I mean, some of these people on this table here, I've met here in Tampa, are my business partners now, you know, and I get to form relationships. It's the freedom that comes with this stuff. I think that is the number one thing that I pushed. So it's the reason why I pushed so hard for so many years, because I knew if I could just get one of these things right, that it would change my life, and it did, basically. And, you know, I really want to share that with you. I wanted to share that with you guys. And there are a few cracks in between of, you know, what I tried and whatnot, but just to keep things short and get to the meat and potatoes of this training call, I'm going to keep it short. So that's it for me. So let's get deep into the strategy. So it's a 4-step formula, ladies and gentlemen. If you saw the preview video of the interview, I go into those steps, and here I'm just going to outline some of those steps a bit further. Okay. So step 1, you set up your store. Yep. Then step 2, you find a hot selling product. Step 3, you get traffic from Facebook, and step 4, you make sales. Now, of course, it's not just about step 2. There are sub layers into those. Okay, so I'm going to go into what those are. So step 1 is obviously you set up your store, right? Yeah. With setting up your store, you buy a domain, right? You buy a domain that represents pretty much but it doesn't have to be rocket science. You know, why people buy from your store has nothing to do with your brand. Obviously, in a sense that your URL needs to represent your brand, but it doesn't, you can't sell, like, for example, if you brand your URL something along the lines of, a keyword that you imagine to push forward with, and then golf, you can't expect to sell toasters on a URL that has golf in there, golf.com. Your name or your brand name, golf, -golf.com. You don't expect to sell toasters as a golf store, and you're going to most likely be predominantly selling golf items. So obviously, on that sense, it needs to make sense. Okay, so you open up a Shopify store, which is free, by the way, and all you got to do is go to Shopify. Just Google Shopify, and it will come up where you can sign up. You just got to, it's free to sign up for a 14-day trial. Like I've just done here. I've got a 14-day trial. Go in, and then you set up your store, right? Once you've set up your store, right, you buy a domain, like I've just said. Okay, you can get a domain for cheap from Namecheap or GoDaddy.com. Once you've got your domain, you then open up a Facebook business account. It's very important that you open a Facebook business account, and there is a difference between the two. Let me just illustrate for you guys real quickly. Okay, so when you're on Facebook, right, in Facebook, you can come up to the top left here and go to your ads manager. All right, your ads manager is for personal account use. It's actually against Facebook TOS to use your ads manager to run ads. Okay. Because you are running for a business. Okay, so it's important, and Facebook, they might not shut you down instantly, but over time, eventually you're going to get shut down if you use your personal profile, an ads manager account, right? What you need is a business ad manager account, which is obviously here. Okay, this is a business ads manager account. You can tell the difference between the two because at the top you've got the blue strip, and in the actual URL you've got business.facebook.com, whereas with the ads manager account you've got facebook.com/ads manage accounts, or obviously for Power Editor or ads manage, should I say, for running ads basically. So you predominantly need a business one. There's a big difference, and it's important that you get that right, okay, to stick with Facebook TOS, so that you don't get your account banned, because ultimately if you can't run ads, you can't make money. With Shopify, obviously with the process that I'm going to show you, you can make money with Shopify running ads from other sites and other mediums, but predominantly we're going to show you Facebook ads. Why? Because Facebook is the you can target people, geo-target. There's so much you can do with Facebook, basically, in a nutshell. And you can do it on a shoestring budget, testing as well. That's the most important thing. Okay, right. So that's step one out the way. Step two, you find a hot selling product. First of all, before we move forward, I just want to make sure everyone's with me here. Give me a 2 in the chat if you're following okay with everything I've just said there. Give me a 2. Excellent. We're getting plenty of 2s in. Plenty of 2s. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you guys are keeping up with me, because I'm actually speed talking here. I would love to slow down for you, but for time reasons and just to make sure I get cover everything that I want to cover, I'm gonna try and keep it as education as possible, but as brief as well, not too much. Okay, so second step is to find a hot selling product. So right, let's go and find a hot selling product now. So if this was my campaign and I was going to start, I would look on Amazon. Okay, so here's me just searching earlier. I actually found this literally just before we got on the call. Okay, how do I go about finding it? So basically, let's rewind here. Okay, so that there isn't any confusion of how I set up. Literally, you just come to Amazon. Why Amazon? Because they've got so much data. Billions of customers, billions of impressions here. They know what people can. You can tell. You can get upsell ideas, because they will tell you what other people buy with the particular item you want to promote as well. So it's a great place to come and just fish and see what what is available, you know, and also you can tell what bestsellers are and stuff like that. So we're going to leverage from, you know, big sites that have a lot of buyers who, a lot of physical product buyers. It makes sense, right? So we come to, and then I was just thinking, what was the recent, you know, BuzzFeed, what's trending right now? Well, right now, Deadpool is trending, but before Deadpool was trending, because it's still quite new, it was just launched, you know, the other day, some of those products might not be, they might not have had enough time to get tons of reviews and stuff like that. So I would look at something that has been around trending before Deadpool, and I've got pretty much on what's been trending, because you can see it in Facebook in the right hand section, or when you're on when you listen to the news, or when you check in you're talking about. So what was trending before this? Now okay, well, for example, we could keep it on a movie related aspect. Okay, so there's Deadpool. Before Deadpool it was Star Wars. So what I did is I put in Star Wars, right? Star Wars in all departments, right? And then I'm just scrolling down here looking to see if anything catches my eye. I see the movie The New Hope, okay, did really well. As you can see, it's over 1,500 sales there, okay, and we've got over 5 million results here. So this this is a hot topic, so to speak. So it's just a question of trying to connect the dots. And one thing that kind of stuck out to me was the fact that the lightsaber and everything, lightsabers there, and I'm thinking physical products, okay, right? Physical products. So I'm looking down and I'm seeing lightsabers. I went through a few pages, and then I started thinking, lightsabers. So let me have a look for that. So Star Wars, if I can spell right, lightsaber, all departments here, and as you can see, okay, 382. Right, what would I constitute as something worth investigating? Anything with over 100, pretty much, because that means over 100 means we've sold. Yes, it's definitely sold more than 100, but we've only had if we have 100 reviews, that shows that we've had plenty of sales. Okay, so looking down, I just look down and see, and then something caught my eye. So I seen this first one up here with this image, right? And then I scroll down and I look, and I see another one at 515 here. But then I noticed I'm looking at the reviews, and I'm also looking at the price. Now, as you can see, this is at $59.45, but then there's this one at $16.98. So there's a discrepancy here. Why does this one cost more? And then when you dig deep and look at the two, because this is it's Anakin to Darth Vader color change, right? But it's only one, whereas this one comes with 3. Right? So I know that I could sell that for more. Okay? Why? Because people on Facebook buy on impulse sometimes. It's not necessary. I know I get this question all the time. Why do people buy in your store? Why don't they just go to eBay or Amazon? Well, at a moment in time, whilst they're hot and ready to purchase, when the buyer intent is there and they're ready to buy, it just takes over. It's and also the way you set it up, and when someone lands on your page, you have the buy button there with the description, the pros and cons. There's no reason, and you might even have a timer on your product page, right? There is no reason for them to stop and pause and then think, oh, well, I can go and get it. Most of the time it's impulse. They see it, they like it, happens. That's just the way it is. That's why Shopify has been able to survive the last 10 years, So, right. So I'll see this item here, and then instantly I know from that price I could sell it a little bit more. I probably could start the price range at maybe $29.95. Okay, so $30 for 3. That'd be high there already because it's 3, right? 3 for 1. So then what I'll do then is I'll come to another site known as watchcount.com, right? So I'll come to watchcount.com. I'll make sure I'm on the eBay version, the US version, because I'm selling to the US market, okay? So you can obviously check out the UK and all these other countries in US, right? And then I'll type in Star Wars lightsaber, right? and I'll click show me what's most popular. So then now we're using eBay now. So we've just done some research on Amazon. Now we're checking eBay to see what they are going to reveal to us. And as we can see instantly, right at the top, 2,000 parcels for this lot of lightsabers at 981. Now, are you seeing how I've just connected the dots? We've got 981 people right now at this moment in time on eBay.com looking and watching lightsabers. Because why? Because their intention is to buy it. This isn't on an auction though, but their intention is to buy it, and it's sold 2,000 in the past. So it's a seller. You know, all we got to do now is get this item, not necessarily this one. We could even do the Amazon one, right? Get that in front of Star Wars fans. That's all we got to do now. All right. So now we've validated two things here. This is a hot selling item. It has sold over, it's sold at least 1,000 in the past. And what I look for on eBay, watchcount.com, is for at least 300 watches and around 1,000 parcels. That's my metrics to know whether to chase it or not, to go after it. Okay. So then now, once we've done those two checks, right, the next step is to check to see that there is an audience. So inside of your ads manager, right, and you click on audience insights, right? This will pull up audience insights, which is, if any of you have run Facebook ads in the past, is just Facebook allowing us to search their, look into their data fields basically. So they have all the data here. So we make sure that this field is left at United States. We come down to 65, keep it nice and wide so we have a good range. And we start off at the most obvious keyword, which is, if you guessed, Star Wars, okay? Because it's a Star Wars themed item. So we come in there, we type in Star Wars. Now, naturally I'd go for Star Wars up here, but I want it to be off the film base because it says in brackets here, film, because, again, which one would have, repeat, the word Star Wars would have a lot of Star Wars fans in there, but there might be, association to maybe other video games that are located closely linked to Star Wars. But I want to see the fans mainly, predominantly, because that's the people that would most likely be more inclined to purchase this item. Okay, so I put Star Wars film, and instantly Facebook has told me that there are 10 to 15 million monthly active users. Okay, and the age group breakdown is between 18 and 44. Why haven't I included 45 and 54 or 55 and 62? Is because there's 2% here and there's 7% there. It's less than 10%. If it's less than 10%, I don't include it because chances are there aren't that many people in that demographic. Okay, right? So I would base my ad based off 18 to 44 here because it's telling me, Facebook is telling me that age and gender split is between 18 and 44. So this is where the particular item. Okay, now I'll go into page likes and just double check to see that there are other related interest or what's closely related to it. So when it comes to targeting, I know what I need to do. So now I can see the general Star Wars interest there, which is quite big, 4.2 million. Audience size 1.4 million. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Comicbook.com is obviously readers, which are very, that's a very high interest to use. Anything reader related, so you're looking for your wholesale stores, your, literature material. You're looking for coupon code stores. You're looking for associations. Obviously, is there a comic book con? Basically, so those kind of interests, associations, those are high interests that you would always want to look at to see if an audience exists. So we have determined that their audience exists. So the next step will be, all right, now that we found a hot selling product, is to get traffic from Facebook. Okay, now I haven't missed a step here, but I've missed a subheading. Is now that we've identified that, okay, is we've got to list this product. So you list the product on Shopify. You'd come into Shopify, you'd put your title here, lightsaber, 3 lightsaber, whatever the title is basically. So light up, laser, lightsaber. So that would be 3. Is that one word? Not entirely sure. It is one word. Okay. So we get rid of the capital there, and then you put your copy in there. All right. Something along the lines of, you know, very straightforward. Limited time only, not sold in stores. Obviously, this is all scarcity. Okay. You could say the offers are limited time only. We won't say not sold in stores because that's a lie. People can actually buy in stores, so we'll get rid of that. But some items that they can't get, which you have customized, like maybe something that's on a mug, move it over to necklace chain with a particular design that you had designed. You could then say not sold in stores because technically that isn't sold in stores. That's something that you've had a designer design and you've attached and run it through. So then now we'll then say chain length. Well, it's not chain length, but we'll say some specs. So here you just put features, okay? So I'm just going to write features and benefits, you know, brackets, size, specs. That's the kind of stuff you could get it from the listing. So I'd come in here, I'd scroll down, right, to the actual listing, and look at what they've listed here. So stuff like the dimensions, total length, bottom hilt, you know, this kind of stuff you'd list. Just have it on the page so that the customers can see what it is that they're buying. It's always good to show. So I'd have it there basically. Obviously I'd straighten that, make that to the left, bulleted number, alignment left, okay. Not the color, where is it? Size. No, that's too big. How do we get it to? Right, you get the idea, right? So we'll just bring that down to the same size, and then we have guaranteed safe checkout, PayPal, Visa, MasterCard. Please allow 3 to 5 days for delivery. Okay. And once we've added the description section, we then add the images. So you'd upload. Do you have the image on file? Did I download it already? I think I did. Oh, there it is there. See, I like to add 2-3 images, but one thing I do have to make clear is that it's got to be consistent with the image that you run on the ad, okay? So I would most likely use this image on the actual ad that I'm going to run on Facebook. Why? Because they need congruency between what they're seeing on Facebook. Go to your store, they need to see the same thing instantly. You've got to make that connection so there isn't a break, because people, this is a study that I didn't like come up with this day. I've learned this from other people, right? Okay, so make sure that the image that you're going to use on the Facebook ad is exactly the same one that they're going to see the moment they land on your product page. You can have the item showcased in other different formats. So, for example, on the Amazon listing, on the sales page, you just grab the code and you can add it in on the sales page. There's other images as well, you know, like maybe something like that. Obviously without the watermark, okay. And in order to get the images without the watermark, you just contact the seller. Just send them a message or her a message saying, hey, can I have these images? Or you can find it on Google, just a simple Google, that there aren't any there's no infringement rights by using these images. You're just using them on the store to showcase, okay? Right? So then once we've listed the item and it's there, right, we grab the URL of so our store name, the domain that you buy, that it would be .com, because this would be forwarding everything to that domain, okay? So people that come to your store won't see the name of your brand, myshopify.com. They won't see this stuff here, and then / 3 light up sabers stuff. You know, they're not going to see any of that stuff, right? So they're going to actually see your main domain, because you'll be redirecting it, right, on. Let's leave this page a second. Files, sorry, accounts, right? Where is it? Invoices. Right. Add a credit card. I think they've done a change. Really, I haven't been in. This looks a little bit different. They've changed something here. There is a section where you. Give me a second. Let me find it. I believe it could be notification. Okay. Right. So yeah. So once you add your domain, basically it will redirect people to the link instead of the myshopify.com. Right. So now it's time to run an ad. So what you do is you basically grab the image, and you can come to a place like canva.com, which is free. Again, you just click at the top here, and then you put your image in. What the image I like to, the ad objective that I like to run for my ads is website conversion. Okay, so website conversion, and it's a photo ad. So we do 1200 by 1200. And then we click OK to design. So it's giving us that image layout. We then upload the image. There's the image here. We'll scale it out. I think this might lose a little bit of resolution on the size, but it's still viewable. I would probably use a different image actually, because the pixels have gone on this one. But just for demonstration purposes, we'll scale it out like that. We click download PNG. Okay. And then once that's on our desktop, we are ready to go with our ads. Okay. Let's find that image real quick. We just downloaded. Where did it save it to? There it is. There, I believe. Yeah, that's it. No. Okay. So right. So we've got that image. Let's just open that up to see that it's there. Right, there it is there. Okay. Now we go to Facebook. Okay, so we go to our account, and then now we just create, we do it in the Power Editor. I never do anything in the basic section here. We do it in the Power Editor. Okay. So once you enter your Power Edit section, right, we right, we go to page post. Okay, so we create the page post. We click on photo. We select the photo, just like that. Okay, I believe that's not our 1200 by 1200. It's positioned it somewhere. Oh, there it is there. Okay, so we click to add the 1200 by 1200. We then grab the copy. Okay. So we'll put the product name and then the URL. Very straightforward, just like as you saw from the case study images that I showcased. So the product name would be, what did we use on the 3 light up lightsaber, right? There's the link to your store product page. Okay. Tag someone who would love this. As simple as that. This post will only be used as an ad. Create the post, and boom, there we have it there. Okay. And let's just check it. There it is there. Get yours here. There's the link that they click on, which takes them to our product page. Obviously, there's a step that I've missed out, which is to create a page. This is for a different fan page. You're going to create a fan page for your store that matches your brand, okay, and that's where you're going to run your ads from. All right, so then once you've created that page post, it's time to create the ads. You go to manage ads, you go to create a campaign, right? So what I'll do is I'll create a campaign. It's taking its time, it's just loading now. I don't know, Facebook doesn't want to agree with me today. Right, let's refresh this page real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, hopefully that should work. But we're just we are creating our campaign, okay, that we're going to push the ads to the world within Facebook from the research we did earlier. Okay, so right. Let me refresh again and let me just download because it's not agreeing with me here for some odd reason. Okay, download. Right, there we go. Okay, so create a campaign. We'll then name it something for our eyes only. Right, no customer's going to see this. Okay, we leave that as auction. So Star Wars, I'll just write Star Wars Light Saber there, something along those lines. Okay, leave that as auction. We don't want to do a clicks to website. We want to do a website conversion ad type. So we've created a campaign. Now we choose our ad set, which is create an ad set. All I do is I name this ad set the exact same name as the campaign. I just put ad set beside it so that I know it's an ad set and not at the campaign level, because you'll see why in a minute. It can be a bit confusing, but it's not. It's very easy to separate everything just by naming them what they are. Okay, so then now we create the ad, which same thing again, ad at the end there. So we have our campaign, we have our ad set, and we have our ad, right, nicely laid out, and then we click create. Okay, now we've created our campaign. We've got to set the parameters in our ad. All right, so we choose our conversion pixel, which is checkout. Okay, checkout, right. We put our budget at $5, what we're going to spend on a day. We don't do anything with the time or schedule. We just leave that, because the moment we make this live, it will begin validating our ad to see that it's okay before it activates it. All right. We choose our audience, United States. What did I say before? If you was listening, it was 18. Right. Normally, what I'll do is I'll probably break up the ages. Okay, so the interest was Star Wars, right? Star Wars film. Okay, so it's quite big, 41 million people. 18 to 44, it's 11 million people. So what I'll do is I'll break this up. So I'll do 18 to 24. I usually do 5 years, but I might do a little bit more, and then I'll do 10 years. Okay, so I'll do 18 to 24, right? And I'll show you how to duplicate this so it's really quick. Right, so that's all you need to do. You don't need to touch with the languages, the connections. You leave that alone. You click save, right? And then we come down to the ad level, right, where we're going to choose our pays. What was it? Fun teas. Fun teas. There we go. Right, so we've chosen Fun teas as our page. This will obviously be our brand, right? And then we do use existing post, because we created the post inside of, it's an unpublished post. There's the unpublished post we created. Okay, so we select that just like that, and boom, there's our 3 lightsabers with our copy, with our link. Very straightforward. Okay, sure you guys are following me right in here, just so that we can keep an eye on where the sales are coming from, right? So we'll put the tag in there and we'll just say SW for Star Wars, right? Our age group is 18 to 24, right? For website conversion. That's it. Very simple. And we've chosen our pixel already, checkout, and that's it. It's done. It's ready to go live. And in order to set this up so it goes live, all we have to do is click upload, and that's it. So now we've done the 18 to so we'll change the name here so that we don't confuse ourselves. Okay, we'll go hyphen 18 to 24, 18 to 24, right? And we'll duplicate this just by clicking this button here where it says duplicate. So we duplicate, keep in the same campaign, yes. So we duplicate at the ad set level. Yeah, don't get confused, not the ad level, because if you make more than one ad in that is controlled, we're going to split the money that is the budget spent. So if I create 2 ads for this ad set, Facebook will share that $5 between 2 ads, and it just becomes, it's hard for you to get any traction spending $2.50 per ad. You need to spend a minimum $5 to get some decent traction at the minimum, the bare minimum. Okay, so we duplicated the ads level, right? Okay, so so then we go to create, right? So it's duplicated. So we duplicate this one, and then let's just bring this out wide so we can see what the age is. We'll change the age from 25 to 34, okay, and then we'll duplicate again all the way till we get to 54, around about that. So we go 35 to 44, right, and then once more duplicate once more, create, and then we change that to 45 to 54, and that's it, right? But then also we've got to change the audience. Okay, so this is a 45 to 54, so we change the age 45 to 54, just like that. Okay, click save. That's done. We do the same for this. Oh, 8, that we've already gone that one. We do it for this one now. What happened there? Right, we're at the ad set level. There we go. Okay, so the age group here is 25 to 34, 25 to 34, and then we click save. And then the last one but not least is this one here, which is 35 to 44. Okay, 35 to 44, right, and we click save, and that's it. Now we're ready to upload. We just click this button up here where it says upload changes, and this will then send all of this campaign that we've created to the ads manager, which is live, right, and it will then start processing our ads, which should show up here. Basically the campaign name will show up here. When you go deeper, you can then see the ads going live, and Facebook will start spending the money. Now, to do the numbers real quick, okay, what we aim to do is to run our ads for testing, okay, before we start scaling. Predominantly, right, for those of you that have you see me spending, large amounts on advertising and stuff to make, generate the kind of money I'm making, but I started from scratch, right? I started from I think I had about $300-400, right, available for ads, right? So I started at $5 a day, and I still do this till today, okay, which you guys can pretty much follow along with. It's very easy to do, all right? You start with $5. Okay, the first thing is, right, on your ad campaign, like I've showcased, right? Okay, first of all, how many of you guys can see this here in the corner? Give me a 2 if you can see this in the corner while I'm typing here. Okay, actually, hold on a second. Let me open up a text file. Right, I should have actually opened up a text file instead, so you guys can see this. Okay, where is the text file? Is it notes? Am I missing it? Not notes. Sorry, where's the? Would you believe we don't have that software on here, which is a little bit strange. Okay, let me do it on the PowerPoint for you guys, okay? Right, let me, new slide.
Hey, man, Manny.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just, okay, the notepad is called Text Edit on the Mac. And actually, to increase the size of the text on the other notepad, you just select all, then you hold Command and press the plus sign, and it will make the text bigger.
All right, I found Text Edit. There we go. I'll just do it in Text Edit. It's a lot easier in there.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Right. So here we go, nice and wide for everyone to see. Okay. Don't want you guys squinting. Okay. Let's change the font size. 72. There we go. I'm pretty sure everyone could see that. Let's make that bold just to double check. Let's go 96. All right, so we're spending $5 budget a day, okay, on ads, right? So Manny, how many days do we spend the $5 on? Right. There's something known as an optimization period. Facebook might not know your. Obviously, they know the target interest that you're going to go after. So, like, I was going to target Star Wars films, right? That's the interest I'm using. It's got 11 million people to reach, but I'm breaking them up in the ages. And what happens when I break up the ages? The audience size gets smaller. 24 could be. In fact, let's go and check. So we know 18 to 24 is actually, right? If we go to edit at the ad set level, the potential reach is daily reach. Hold on, let's get rid of Instagram and we leave right hand column, but we'll get rid of Instagram for a second. It's 2.3 million people. So we've come down from 11 to 2.3 million people, and we're spending $5 a day with the 18 to 24, right? So what we're doing now is we are telling Facebook to focus on that 18 to 24 audience as well as the other age group splits. And what we want to see is consistency in sales. Now, you're not going to make crazy ton of sales. I generally see with a $5 budget spend around 1 to 6 sales, right? If it's a really good selling item, we'll see 6 sales or more sometimes. But nothing crazy, because at $5 budget, you're only going to be reaching, right? The reach will be around 4 to 1,200 people a day. You know, I think Facebook have actually. Okay, I stand corrected. Actually, with the $5 budget, we needed to. It depends on the size. If you're going after a smaller audience that's like 200K or 400K, then it's around 4 to 1,200. But we're going after 2.3 million. So the reach will be, what was it there? 1,300 to 3,500. Okay, right. Right, so that's our daily reach predominantly, okay? So the optimization period happens within a 72-hour period. Why 72 hours, Manny? Well, I've spent, thousands in ads, and what I've generally seen from all of that data is that the conversion, the optimization kicks in at around the 3-day period. It's just the way it works, okay? So you start off with $5 a day. By day, in a 72-hour period, you should have spent roughly around $15, depending on. I like to start my ads anywhere between 12 a.m. and 8 a.m. EST time. Okay, when people are predominantly most likely asleep. Okay, that's when I like to start my ads. If I have to start them in the day, like between around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, doesn't really matter. I'll start them in a day. I'll let that run over. So by day 3, it'll probably be close to $20, basically, because I started it on day 1 and it spent $3. So $3 on top of it will be around the $20 margin. So in a nutshell, what we're looking for is consistency in sales, and it doesn't have to be 4 sales in day 1, 4 sales in day 2, 4 sales in day 3. It could just be 1 sale. We're not reaching a huge amount of people here. The campaigns that I've had, like the most recent, the one I showed you, like the Deadpool one, right? We reached, I think, just shy of 1 million people on that spend. Okay, so that, I think that in relation to that can show you how many people you got to reach to really sell, big numbers, basically. So with the $5 budget, we're looking for basically consistency in the sales. If we get 1 or 2 sales, then we know that this is something that we can now scale up to. Okay, and then you can go from $5 to 15 or 20, depends on how much people you want to reach. But at $20 a day, right? This is what I was doing. So I'd find my way to $20 a day on a good campaign, right? In the description area, I've actually stated to the customers that delivery time is between 1 and 3 weeks. They are happy to wait because they're conditioned. You know, it's a bit like, I mean, the biggest example I could give you is Teespring, for example, okay? So like at teespring.com, right, what should I say, Teespring/discover, right? Yeah, people are conditioned to wait for items to finish running before they're shipped. You know, if you come down and look at this product page, you can see it sold 6,000 units, but there's 5 hours, 46 minutes, and 31 seconds before the next ship process has happened. Now, can you have this coded into your Shopify store? You can download apps that will allow you to give you this countdown feature, which gives off a bit of scarcity. So, in a nutshell, the point I'm trying to make is people are happy to wait if you make it clear on the description area or with a timer that lets people know that items won't be shipped until this is over, basically. And with that being said, what happens is, right, when you start making sales, sorry, hold on, let me get back to it. When you start making sales, right, $20 a day, right, Shopify pay out very quickly. When you know, from a new account, you get paid out, I think, for the first 5 days or 6 days or something. Then it starts becoming more frequent every 3 days, you know, or every 2 days. You get like large sums of payouts from the money earned into the store, because Shopify collect the money, you see. So when someone buys on your store, it goes into your account. You know, that's the process, okay? So you could be spending $20 in 5 days, and let's say your revenue is, let's say your revenue outside of shipping is $250. So after the 5 days, you've spent, okay, ad spend could be, you know, 120, because remember you spent the $5 for the 5 days, you got around to the 20, and then you up to 20 a day budget, okay? So you upped from 5 to 20, and then now you're spending 20 a day now, okay? And your revenue, so yeah, your earnings from the sales are at 250. So now this money is going to come back into your account, okay? And now you have $250 at your disposal plus the remaining budget that you had from before. So you can see how you can quickly, I'm pretty sure, if you guys are following, give me a 3 in the comments here. Right, excellent. You guys are following across, really. So basically, this is how I did it, basically. So you start from small budgets, you slowly make those little profits, and at $20 a day, depends on the item, you could be making 4 sales a day, you could be making, you know, whatever it is, you just let it run, keep going, and then the money that comes in from Shopify, you then pour it back into ads, and you keep going onto the ads become negative, and it dies out. And then now, it is, you know, it could be within a 10-day period. Now, you've told them between 1 and 3 weeks of delivery time, right? If you're arbitraging, so if the item is on eBay, I didn't explain before, so you're arbitraging. So what that means basically, so the lightsaber, right, that I pointed out is on eBay, okay? This seller here, right? We looked at this seller here, so if I'm selling this at $29.95, right? So I'm selling this item at, okay? So my profit after paying this person here, my profit will be $12.96 as long as I provided that I put the shipping at $5.95, okay? My profit will be $12.96 per item. So I'll just come into here, place the order, go to buy now, place the order, sign in, place the order, and leave a note saying, hey, could you not include the invoice in the box, okay, in the delivery package, because this is a gift for someone. That's what you got to say. But if you're selling hundreds, then you contact the seller and you say, hey, I've sold X amount. Could I send you a spreadsheet with all of the customer details, and I'll make the payment. We can set up the payment via PayPal, other form of means that they prefer, and then they can ship it all out to your customers. Just tell them not to include the invoice sheet so that they don't see the price, okay? And then you have just then, right, got someone on eBay to do the shipping for you, and all you're doing is being the middle person here. So you can pretty much see how quickly you can go from not having much to growing this out once you find those winners. And it's all a matter of just testing up early. I'm pretty sure you guys are with me here on this one, and I'm pretty sure that was done clearly. I don't think I've missed anything out. Right, let's go back to our slides here. So the next step is to pretty much make sales. Here are some of the sales one of my students made. This was from a t-shirt, and this is the application known as T-Find in the back end area with the app section on Shopify, which is here. Okay, you go to your apps and you go to browse the app store, and then you just type it in here and you type in T-Launch. And in phone cases, they do a bunch of other stuff now. I think they do mugs. They've added mugs and aprons. So the same design that you have on a t-shirt, you can have it on a mug and an apron, and you just click get. It's free. You can click get now, and you download it to your store, and then you can launch, put the design, your PNG design that you got from a designer, onto these particular items on your store and begin launching them via ads, basically, in a nutshell. And with this is not Ryan, sorry, this is my Australian student, sorry, by the way, Sean's campaign, basically. So 284 tees sold. That includes predominantly most of these were tees, and there's a portion of these were hoodies, some sweatshirts, and some tank tops. Okay, it's possible, ladies and gents, and again, the traffic method, Facebook. The same approach that I've just showcased to you guys is exactly what Sean did to generate this income, right? This is another one, a screen sell shot from one of my other students. 20K in 90 days from some of the stuff that I showed him, right? This is one of my best, her best day, to be honest. Marine, one of my students, Marine. This is her best day on Shopify. This was the first of the 31st of October last year. She completely demolished things on that day. 550 sales in one day. And the funny thing is, she's actually paying for ads in USD and getting paid in British pounds because her store is in the UK. Okay, so, and here's Ryan. This was just the other day. I had a session with Ryan just the other day. He came back with this glowing testimony, which I'm showing. Before I reached out to Manny for help with Facebook ads, I was down. I remember Facebook ads would really work for me. Since then, he taught me exactly how to target and scale my ads, and I've made close to 10K in a little under 2 weeks. It's possible, ladies and gents. These things can happen for you if you just follow the process. So that's it for me.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. What you've just learned there is the 4-step system of how you can start making money from Shopify. Okay, now the next steps is to register for our live training webinar, because we're going to be doing a live training webinar where we are basically going to be setting up a live campaign right in front of your very eyes, and we're also going to be revealing to you the campaign that Manny used, which Manny showed you in the previous videos that he's made $9,000 from. I'm going to give you this campaign that you can basically copy and use it yourself. Okay, you don't want to miss this webinar. This is a webinar which we would usually charge at least $497 to teach this information, but you're getting on it as part of the Ecom Profit Plan. Okay, this is a live training. We're not going to be selling you anything. So click the link below to register for the live training webinar. The date for the webinar should be below here as well, and we look forward to seeing you on the live training webinar. And see you soon. If you need anything, send us an email and we'll get back to you. Register right now for the live training webinar, and we look forward to helping you personally to start making money and seeing results with the Ecom Profit Plan. Register for the webinar right now.